reinforced the education strategy as a deliberate recycling of Hamlet within an agrarian social world. What matters in this adaptation is not only the transposition of thought, but the reunification of Hamlet's epistemological struggle. In Bangladeshi context, where political violence, co-politics, administration impunity harm public memory, Hamlet's obsession with truth becomes an anxiety of the citizen who suspects that truth has been deliberately buried. Within this frame, the cruel ghost is not merely a spiritual device, but a reminder that his unresolved histories return as demands for accountability. Shakespeare has also been used to comment obliquely on authoritarian conditions. An anecdote from the early 1980s illustrates how a Shakespeare production could become a charged political statement in performance. During a Bengali Macbeth premiered in December 1982, Ali Jakir playing Macbeth delivered the translated line, nothing to be thus, but to be simply thus, while looking directly at a senior martial official seated in the front row. The official became visibly uncomfortable and not lovely, suggesting that Shakespeare's language, realized through local translation, could function as indirect address to state power. The point is not simply that politics enters theatre, rather theatre can make politics legible as performance, an installed spectacle of crimes, perpetrators, and public fear. This anecdote also clarifies a feature of Bangladeshi Shakespeare that is easy to miss. The canon offers a kind of protective mask. Because Shakespeare is recognizable as work literature, his plays can be staged under the sun of culture, even while the performer speaks sharply to local anxieties about legitimacy, coercion, and ambition. Shakespeare becomes a language of insinuation, a way of saying what cannot always be said directly. A further strand of Bangladeshi appropriation operates through translation as collaboration. Sharia notes that several major theatre artists approach Shakespeare less as a text to be rendered and more as a partner whose structures could host contemporary history. In the 2010 ASN Academy production staged Bengali versions of Hamlet to open a space of ontological conflict between philosophical citizen and the political unconscious of governance. Such stages ask what it means to live under regimes where truth is brutally displaced by official narrative. In this context, translation becomes a civic act. It makes Shakespeare's questions available in the cadence of local speech and thereby makes them arguable in public. So now I look at the two productions closely. Hamlet done by Nasiruddin Yusuf and Hamlet who is staged at Pune University. A Tempest done by Nasiruddin Yusuf and Hamlet we did in Pune University. Dhaka Theatre's The Tempest, Dhaka Theatre's Tempest, conceived by Rubaiyat Ahmed, designed and directed by Nasiruddin Yusuf, offers an excellent case. The production blended Manipuri Natapala with Bengali music dance narration dialogue forms and incorporated folk songs, occasional classical raps, a tango song, and a popular film song. It rejected Western staging conventions in favor of a local performance style and a vivid visual imagination. The production's most significant integration lies in its reading of the phrase colonial energies. Rather than simply Prosperous personal arc or the familial power struggle with his brother, use of foregrounded mechanisms of colonization that operate through desire and consent. Caliban's eager worship of Stephen after receiving alcohol becomes a sin of soft power. The invader does not merely impose domination, but captures the native imagination, prompting voluntary surrender. The scene makes visible how colonialization can be internalized as aspiration and dependence, and how the colonial subject may be induced to participate in the production of the stone subjugation. Equally important is the production's altered ending. Shakespeare's Prospero is capable of forgiveness, but also becomes a colonizing Christian. Epictetus' Prospero is related as someone who must divest himself of the posture. In the concluding scenes, Prospero leaves the island, releases his inhabitants and restores Canada's right to one's island. The final gesture is not simply to hand over power to a billionaire's native sovereign who might remain a puppet, but to insist on Caliban's humanization and autonomy. In this respect, the production intervenes in the ethical problem that haunts many readings of the Tempest. What it means to imagine decolonization not as a transfer of management, but as an undoing of the colonizing imagination. Dr. Kira's and Prospero's departure also clarifies what intervention can mean in local order. Prospero's exit functions as a realization of mastery that stays as ethical labor rather than mental convenience. The colonizer must unlearn the habit of possession, and the colonized must be restored what is a mere substitute over what is a human subject capable of self-determination. In this sense, the production departs from reading that treat decolonization as managerial transfer and instead imagine it as a dismantling of a colonial psychology. So now I turn to our production of Hamlet in Pune University. It was premiered on 3rd February 2018. If you could move the slide and go to next, yes. Okay. So yes, you may go to the next one, please. Yeah, please. Scholar Mrs. Hamlet. Our English production of Hamlet performed in Bangla, Abu Fazl Seminary and Primary Communication 3rd February 2018 provides a different kind of intervention. This performance directed by me emphasized the persistence of the desire for power across time and space. While the technologies of the world change, the underlying appetite for dominance and equality remains stubbornly familiar. The repression drew Bangladeshi models to political violence and contested truth, so that Hamlet's desire to know becomes recognizably local. In this version, Hamlet is not merely an avenger, but a figure for the truth-seeking citizen who confronts a system organized to prevent truth from being spoken. Claudius is not framed as an isolated villain. He is recursive as both an agent of a nation and a member within a wider network of conspirators. The performance makes clear that the maintenance of power depends on collective complicity. Persuading truth seekers to prioritize safety, offering a luxury office, and threatening them with violence if they persist. Finally, the production worked to make spectators participants. Hamlet addresses the audience directly, breaking the fourth wall, and repeatedly demanding reflection. This strategy redefines audience as a civil body. The spectators are asked to become witnesses to a political drama, rather than consumers of literary classic. Lighting and sound supported this strategy. Blue light functioned as a dominant word to suggest melancholy, suspended time, and the pressure of hidden truths. In strange practice, there is often associated contemplation and sadness readily cause scenes of isolation or dream. I am referring to O'Brien. The psalmist given jazz motives to intensify tension and ethical possibility, scholarship on film music and symbolism meaning not jazz's capacity to function as an ambidextrous budgeting marker of character, passion, moral ambiguity, and the thickening of plot. So I'm referring to one book. The repeated breaking of the fourth wall is central to how the production produces intervention rather than illustration. Hamlet's address to the audience makes spectacle unsolvable. It positions them as witnesses who can be keyed into steady distance. In Macbeth's terms, this is a form of Piccolo. Predicament, it frees it. A major divergence from Shakespeare's text concerns gender. The production treated the damsel in distress and neighborhood tropes as forms of structural solvency. Granted in a failure, rather than remaining separate figures whose existence is constrained by male schemes, while first taking a single composite character who claims power and refuses instrumentalization. Standing on a podium of a stage, she declares herself both moral and legal, allowing naturals to epiphanies in a simple fusion of what is imagined, almost like Durga and Kali, juxtaposed. The gesture is a typical act of refusal. The female figure resists the demand to be silent and uses self-destruction as mimics destiny. The effect is to move the pony from the margins of the reference plot to the center of ethical critique. The feature of granted the field is therefore not a degree of novelty, but a rotation of narrative agency. It interrupts the reader's gross masculine economy by giving the silent figures a more composite voice that refuses to be instrumentalized. The Paris imagery, placing naturals and defiance on the sub-order, works as a local semiotic shorthand for the politics of self-position. The woman who has been positioned as mother, object and casualty reclaims the right to speak and to live. Read through Barber's emphasis on ability as a disruptive blasphemy, the opposite figure disappears the imperative authority of Shakespeare's gender order and sets the place ethical horizon. And I am referring to the Markham here. If you could go to the next slide. Yes, still, or you can proceed. Let's go to the next one. In this sense, the production's gender intervention parallels is political intervention. Both insist that truth-seeking requires the refusal of ambiguous steps, but we can't create Shakespeare's own as a sort of resistance. The production not only exposes the case gender ambivalences, but also uses ability to unsettle the authority of the invented text. So this will take me to the conclusion, the concluding part of my paper. If intervention is a threat that binds these practices, then Bangladeshi Shakespeare is also a figure of effect. His productions create spaces in which fear, anger, greed and desire for justice can be expressed without collapsing into direct partisan declaration. Shakespeare's comedy provides cover and implication at once. The invented text offers both the shared meanings and the poetic mass, while the local education sharpens them and language into immediate social meaning. In this way, Shakespeare's afterlife in Bangladesh helps convert historical pressure into critical form. Enabling audiences thus to encounter not only the endurance of power, but also the possibility of speaking back. So thank you, and if you want to go to the final slide, that is, yes, these are the references we can use in the paper. So thank you very much for listening to me, and I look forward to your queries and questions. Thank you once again, Professor Abdul.
Okay, thank you, Professor Ahmed. Now, due to the constraints of time, we don't have much time for presentation, and I think the plenary session there are other speakers also. So thank you once again, Professor, for your provoking and very interesting talk. And I think if you have got questions, then write it down and we will pass on to this is about intellectual session here in the discussion. Our patients, if you have any questions, then we will quickly pass on to Professor and Professor and we will keep following with the Professor. So I would like to go on to the next speaker. So the next speaker is Dr. Radha S. Gautam, Head Department of English, SBA, Garda College, Navasari, via Narmak, South Gujarat University. Is there Dr. Radha S. Gautam? Thank you, Professor.
Yes, Namaste. Namaste to all. I'm here.
And Dr. And the previous short because other speakers are also there. Anyway, thank you.
Am I audible properly? And my PPT is visible here? Okay, so I will share my PPT and then we'll start. Okay, I hope PPT is visible and I am audible. So, namaste to all respected dignitaries, fellow scholars, teachers, researchers, and students present here. I am so thankful to Manjuri University for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Officials and some authorities. In addition, I am very thankful to Dr. Vinita who has introduced this university to me and this program to me. Thank you, Vinita, once again. So, really it is an honor for me to speak at this academic conference on a subject that remains one of the most painful and complex and politically charged episodes in South Asian history, the partition of India in 1947. And I am giving this topic, partition trauma, memory, and overview of partition knowledge. So friends, we all know partition is not merely a historical event confined to the past. Rather, it is a living womb that continues to shape identities, nationalism, communal relations, and cultural memory in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. The violence of partition was unprecedented in its scale and brutality. The creation of two nation states was accompanied by mass displacement, forced migration, abductions, sexual violence, killings, arson, and collapse of intercommunity trust, and much more. Yet, what makes partition especially significant from military studies is that its trauma could not be fully represented in conventional historical discourses. It was literature, particularly the partition novel, but it was also powerful medium to memorize the unspeakable and preserve the fragmented memory for those who survive. Today, I would like to explore partition through these three interrelated conceptual framework: trauma, memory, and partition novels are sides of testimony. I will also highlight major novels such as Train to Pakistan, Krishnan Singh's Train to Pakistan, Tamas, Captain India, Avagan, Pinjol, Basti, Azadi, Wadi Remember, Sunlight on the Broken Column, If Time Permits Me. And I will try to show that how these facts mediate personal and collective memory while representing the trauma or partition. I would like to begin my presentation with a quote. I hope this screen is visible and I am audible. It's a quote by William Faulkner. The past is not bad. In fact, it is not even past. This quote appeals me a lot because the quotation resonates profoundly when we speak of the partition of India in 1947 and then 71. Partition is often created as a historical event, treated as a historical event, somewhat completed, archived, and concluded. Yet in reality, partition actually refuses closure. Every day we see some sort of shadow for partition here and there. It persists not only in political battles, nation-established histories, but in psychological stars, inherited memories, silences, and collective grief that continue to haunt generations. So partition is not merely a moment in time, it is ongoing condition. First, understand the concept of trauma. Trauma theory, particularly of Goodman, defines traumas like capital, the Kappa, social government, and Raviva. They emphasize that trauma is not experienced fully at the moment of the event. Instead, it returns later through flashbacks, nightmares, compulsive repetition, and fragmented memory. The capital defines trauma as an overwhelming experience that escapes conscious comprehension and depends on the form of haunting memories. Trauma therefore is marked by delatedness. The survivor does not simply remember the traumatic event. Rather, the event continues to reoccur in the psyche, refusing closure. So in partition, I also will be referencing this related nature of trauma. Literature becomes space where the magnetic path is repeated, revisited, and reconstructed and reimagined. Am I audible? Slides are not moving. Yes, okay. Now, can you see the slides? Now, is it that because we are getting shifted? When I test my thoughts, when I sing that, read the pattern? Yes. Okay. So, I started actually from the start. It is visible, I hope. It is moving? Okay. Thank you so much. Because this is very important. I am from Gujarat, so we will show. So, the presentation of partition is confronted by a deadly silence and long amnesia. I will not go into the history of partition because that will be very long and time and out of 40 minutes or 40 minutes I think. So, I will utilize myself to some interpretation of knowledge as well as I will show you some some other works of creation of your partition. So in official historiography, the 1947 has portrayed as the country's model of independence, not the dramatic episode of partition. That is very important because when we make museum of what started, one of us has a museum and so many things are brought over to commemorate the trauma of Holocaust, but partition was not addressed in that way. So personal experiences of common men and women are not the part of this dominant narrative of partition. So by and large, decades ago we see, we see is the last decades. So partition has remained subject of a constant engagement for scholars, artists, journalists, commentators, manifesting their explorations through academic research. And it's however, it's lots of things are there, and literature novels are there, regional novels are written. However, I always feel that this potential is not exhausted. So I want to look at the slides are moving. Hello? So although I have not taken many talks, but I would like to mention that in the slides there has been more applied to memorize about partition to the father, nation, monuments or museums. No attempt was made for that matter to use the legal instruments of trials and public hearings to allow stories of mass rape and murder to be made public or to offer a promise of justice to the vulnerable persons. There is no dramatic enactment of open history of that. So, lots of photos you might have seen in the internet. So, some photographers have contributed. They have done excellent tasks to capture the traumatic event of partition. And they have produced definitive images photographs of the historical memory of the event. Because we have not seen the partition. We come to know through these pictures what partition was, what migration was, what sort of batch of these refugees or migrants were facing. So Margaret Brown arrived in American Photography City for Life Legend, many was female photographers, Andy Bartlett Watson, to the Legacy photographer, and others have kept the mass migration, refugee trains, streets, little bit corpses, major events covering partition and trauma of partition. So, I'm just showing you about how trauma of partition is captured by different arts and creative artists. So these are very famous paintings by Satish Gujral, and he has titled the paintings, the Destroy all painting, I guess. And he says that, it's so pathetic, I didn't paint partition, I painted my own suffering. Actually, this is quite full of anger, so moving and heart touching. So this some paintings of others showing this is also a wonderful painting by Krishna. I can say that wonderful because there's no smell. So Exodus and others you can forget. Lots of old people were left into behind. So such type of movies actually compare us, such type of pictures actually compare us into the hard fact to the tragedy of partition. Then we have this as a parachute, and I don't know, you might be knowing about it. He was living in a refugee camp and he was observing the conditions of the refugee women. And so he has, sculpted, he has made this sculpture on refugee women. So these are how these women are covered the room in anticipation of some small comfort, heavy gospel. So these are the paintings by Hassan Parashar only, and he has titled over this vocabulary of science. So this notes say not only more but to all of us. These are some more paintings by Hassan Parashar. These are more what is a language Paliman to Kachaka. And this collection of painting by Kamal Bhaliwal. Really very good man. These are the pictures we are even one of the best samples of it because the animals were changed and lines were so these are some of the pictures. This is also a man who was a picture the different locals of the member and the famous who was structured and there stories and one of the stories actually on tradition, covering lots of things. So this is what was different item related to Mongol, Cumbersome. So that is a lot in like museum inside. So these are some of the pictures which are made by some painters who are trying to capture the trauma of tradition. This is not really so this was, sources now, people were not, speak on this. So this appeared, this graphic novel also being used and move away this is movie this sometimes I read during partition. So this is a graphic novel again, to read all these, this is graphic novel because it is covering studies of India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. So wonderful studies in the form of graphics. So now let us this is first of a brief overview of partition, how it is captured by photographers, by painters, and other forms, films and other forms. Our focus is on partition models. Partition models are testimonial common history. The history of common man being one of the by in historians and their documents. So, because common models have been open to me, but even what Some in the fictional village of Maharashtra, the Bhavani follows a backward Prathana, pre-partition communal harmony, where six or more slaves coexist peacefully. However, the partition violence intensifies the village becomes infected with fear, suspicion, and hatred. The arrival of those slaves filled with praxis becomes a recurring economic community. And the tree symbolizes modernity, progress, connection. If in the context of ambition, it transforms into the value of birth. The model highlights how trauma enters everyday life, abruptly rupturing the ordinary. The character of Judith Singh embodies the moral dilemma of ambition. His final sacrifice become a matter of political resistance, protesting back how humanity can still survive. And this
Please come to the conclusion. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, so another now it needs to silence promises that which is this document for the values and also the politics of politicians, okay, who actually catch and match innocent people in so this actually captures the darkness of human behavior and the life and ease with which community can descend into spirituality. Next one is Prathana India, open by justice and which is also developed from the Catholic point of view and metaphor tracking breaking path of this complicated pattern of relationships, friendship, trust. So the model also highlights how minority communities of inspiration. Next is Rahim Bazaar's Agarwal. This divided into the translated version I have used here. So this also explores the sense of deep love and jealousy. Actually, this novel is different. Okay. Yes. Okay. And so these actually the novels. Okay, I have written kind of how what sort of themes of these traditional novels okay, so they talk about displacement, class of communal violence and collapse of humanity, gender violence and body, which they have rejected females body as category, silence, speechlessness, fragmentation, memory, nostalgia and desires. So these are the themes important themes of these writers have taken. What are these partition novels today? Okay, as I told you in the beginning, the partition novels are very important social site to understand intricacies of partition. So everybody should go through the partition now to understand the complexity of the partition event. So these are partition novels are not merely literary texts, they are cultural texts actually. They preserve the voices of the displaced and silence of the people. So we are important through Brahman now these novels reconstruct why so they help us understand refugee crisis. They serve as warnings against repeating histories of violence and exclusion. So these are some of the important lines we can carry with us when we are reading these I can say that partition novels are very important fights they have inherited in memory, they have used memory, they have inherited trauma, and the narratives are passed on to generations. So the literature definitely affirms the philosophy of possibility of healing. We can say. So I just want to conclude my presentation with this remark. And I hope this lecture has also moved to the lens of trauma and memory. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. Now the next speaker is Dr. Wirod Thongkyu, Vice Dean, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Surindra Radhabat University. So I request Dr. Viro, are you there, Dr. Viro Pongyu? Viro, do you know me? After I
Yes, I'm here. Yes, can you?
Viro, do you still remember me? Viro?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to go to the
If you don't mind my being at the moment, but it's okay.
So we don't please be short. I'm sorry to say that due to the constraint time. So Ronald, can you please to present your address? Okay. Please go on, continue. Dr. Virot, please.
Mình lấy một video nó trong rồi. So can you say hi? Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to be here, as very honored to be invited, and thanks once again to my ex-Thai class 6 student, Chansari Yaikum. Thank you very much that introduced me and keep in touch with me always. So today's my title is folklore. It's about folklore. So it's a folklore and the idea of the preservation of Chan heritage and identity in Thailand Cultural Exchange Festival. I would like to use the festival that my university conducts every year to share with you how we preserve and how to share our knowledge each other. So folklore is the soul of the community, reflecting its beliefs, values, and way of life. In Thailand, folklore has been passed down. In Thailand, folklore has been passed down through generations via story, ritual, music, dance, and craftsmanship. And cultural exchange festival provides an important platform to preserve and share this heritage. International, we have provided for more than 20 years. Previously we called SIP or Supreme International Folklore Festival. We have set for 14 years or 15 years. Then we change the titles. Right now we change it's like a Thailand Cultural Exchange Festival. So my slides works, right? Excuse me? Okay. I mean it's not staying in the same page, né? Okay. Folklore is not merely a story from the past. It is a living heritage that continues to shape who we are today. That's under Microsoft. So folklore includes like our tradition, legends, myths, folktales, performing arts, dance, music, visual. In this, my title I will allow you to see performing arts and dance, music, visual, traditional craft, costume, and local wisdom. It presents collective memory and cultural identity. Folklore connects people across generations and communities. So, as legends, we can you may know Muay Thai in Thailand, that is quite famous, especially Muay Thai. And folklore and cultural identity, we can say that folklore strengthens a sense of belongings and shared identity. It reflects local history, moral values, and social norms. For Thailand Folklore Showcase, dialogues and culture learning amongst participants. This is we invite many good team every year, and we also come to join them in the Shanghai Festival every year also, except this year we didn't come. So role of the folklore in the festival. Folklore is presents as a living practice, not a museum, attract performance and active allow audience to experience traditions directly, understand cultural meanings behind them, and promote cultural pride among local communities. We are the mainstay in the city, and at the same time we also share to the local. Sometimes we went to outside the sub-district, but the people can join with us also. And school also, we bring them to the school. The student also can learn and can understanding to another. And preservation through cultural exchange. Cultural exchange helps preserve folklore by increasing visibility and awareness, inspiring younger generation to value the heritage. As I told you, one day we bring the performance to the school, 2 or 3 schools that they really enjoy, and we adapting tradition to contemporary context without losing authenticity. Preservation is both protection and adaptation, I can say that. And change, challenge in preservation, the globalization and modernization. The people might think that our tradition might be lost or might be gone. But if everyone realize awareness and we keep doing, I think the globalization and modernization will be useful to share to other local. So declining interest among younger generations, risk of cultural communication, need for balance between tradition and innovation. Opportunity and future direction. Using festival as education space, so we use our university to create the festival as education space, and the student also can interact with the performer from around the world. Integrated folklore into formal and informal learning, encouraging community participation, and promoting sustainable cultural tourism. So I would like to make a conclusion that folklore is a powerful tool for preserving shared heritage and identity. The Thailand Cultural Exchange Festival plays a vital role in safeguarding tradition and promoting intercultural understanding. Preserving folklore means preserving humanity's cultural diversity. During this festival, we have the international conference also and we have the workshop about how to make relationship between each other. Year by year, we invite many countries. This year we invite 10 countries join us. By preserving folklore, we do not only protect the past, but we inspire the future also. So people and cultures survive through mutual support and harmony with their environment. So this performance from Laos, this example of performance from Mexico, even though they flew more than 30 hours, but they prefer to join us. And example of performance from Manipur, and the performance from Indonesia, and performance from Israel. Israel come to perform every year, and they enjoy very much. And the performance from Italy. This year we have performance from Bulgaria also. Performance from Philippines. The performance from China. And performance from Brazil. This year also we have a new performers from Brazil. They have stayed quite far, but they like to join us. And performance from Thailand as a host. So you can find, if you like to see lively through the YouTube or you can just search Thailand Sepak Thailand Cultural Exchange Festival. You can see through the online also. So learn from the past to understand the present and move toward the future. Folklore and tradition guide modern identity and future development. But I would like to make a conclusion. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Vinod Thongkyu, for your very interesting talk. Now, the next speaker is Professor Devraj Mukherjee, Department of Education.
So I want to see you at our country and to join our festival also.
Yeah. I still want to come If possible, then we will meet again. Now I'm retired. Anyway, thank you, Vinod. Now, speaker is Professor Devraj Mukherjee, Associate Professor, Department of English, Conrad College, DMU.
Good afternoon. What I'm going to do is, I have a paper which is written out, but I will not read. I think we are running short of time. We are running short of time, and I don't. We are running short of time. So what I'll do is, I will present the thesis, meaning I will present the story. And in seminar, after some time, the audience prefers sleep to speech. So I will try to prevent you from sleeping. That is my major goal. In that process, what I will do is, I will just try to give you bullet points from my hypothesis and not get into the validation and the quotations and the academic rigor. So I have the paper, but it's only for reference. So what am I trying to do today? I have two parts. The second part I am just going to compact into 2 or 3 1.5 minute musical songs for you. That is from Tagore, and that is the second part, which I have compacted half an hour to 3 minutes. The first part I will talk about little more. I think that part to me is more important. And what am I going to tell you? This is part of something that I prepared for British government sponsored program called Brains Trust. Brains Trust is the British equivalent of TED Talks. So what the Americans promote TED Talks, the British promote Brains Trust. So this is something that I presented for them, and this is an academic reflection of that same video presentation that I did for them. So I will talk more in the mode of a presentation than in the mode of a talk. If I mention Mahatma Gandhi to you, and if I ask you what are the two principal philosophies that he popularized in the fight for India's independence, what would you say? What are those two concepts? Feedback? Ahimsa, non-violence, and Satyagraha, meaning path to truth and civil disobedience. Yes? So, here is my theory. My theory is that Gandhi got one of them from Russia and the other one from America. Both these concepts originated in this country, in India, but they came to Gandhi after traveling to Russia and India. Not really Russia and America, but certain individuals in Russia and certain individuals in America. I'll first take up Ahimsa. Ahimsa is mentioned in the considered one of the 5 virtues you need to get salvation. There is a lot of validation of this idea, but I'm not going to read to you. You can look it up, Google it, you will find the reference. But it did not travel to the west from the Upanishads. In the south of India, there is a philosopher, ethical philosopher, mostly secular, not a religious philosopher, but a secular philosopher, who's known as Tiruvalava, wrote in Tamil. Exact dates are not known, but sometime between 4th and 1st century BC. His treatises are called Kurals. There are 3 sections to them on love and society, etc., and ethics. So in the section on ethics, there are various injunctions on how to lead your life. And one of the more important injunction is on ahimsa, on non-violence. Now interestingly, there was a Catholic priest who had come to Tamil Nadu to convert the Tamils to Christianity. I don't know how much conversion he did, but he became a master of the Tamil language. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, there is a statue of his, and there is a local name given to him. It's there in the paper, I can't remember the name, I have to read it. So he is revered as a Tamil scholar. This Italian Jesuit priest became a Tamil scholar. He took out a dictionary in Tamil, he took out some reference books in Tamil, and he also translated the works of Tiruvalava to Latin. This Latin text went to Europe, and people were amazed by the wisdom of this saint philosopher called Tiruvalava. And they were quite amazed by the depth of wisdom and the kind of things. Back then, in the 18th century, Europe was full of conflict and war and violence. And they suddenly saw that in ancient India, here is a philosopher talking about peace, salvation through peace. So quickly it got translated to many languages. Later in the 19th century, all of you have heard of Leo Tolstoy. He was a Russian count, War and Peace, Anna Karenina, Every Happy Family, Every Unhappy Family, we all know that, yeah? So he was a polyglot. He knew 8 European languages. He reads this Latin translation of Tiruvalava, which later gets translated to many European languages. He reads the German version. Here is a Russian count reading the German version of a Tamil text translated to Latin by an Italian Jesuit priest. You are talking about crossing borders? This is many borders crossed. Now stop there. Tolstoy has read Tirumala. History unfolds. There is this Bengali radical, violent revolutionary called Tarak Nath Das. He is in America. He is publishing a journal called Free Hindustan. And in that journal he is talking about violence and violent overthrow of the British in India. Tolstoy actually knew him, liked him, but didn't like his violence. So Tolstoy writes a letter to Tarak Nath Das. In that letter he quotes the Tirukal which he has read in German translation. He quotes 6 verses from the Tirukal. I will just read 3 of them. He says, I quote Tolstoy's letter to Tarak Nath Das. The letter is very famous. It's called A Letter to a Hindu. Hindoo. You can Google it. Letter to a Hindu. Very famous. It's on the internet. So he says, 1. The aim of the sinless one consists in acting without causing sorrow to others. Although he could attain to great power by ignoring their feelings. The aim of the sinless one is not doing evil unto those who have done evil unto him. And he says, if a man causes suffering even to those who hate him without any reason, he will ultimately have grief not to be overcome. This is what he's writing, and he's telling him, don't adopt the path of violence. Something interesting happens. There's one gentleman in South Africa fighting for the rights of the Indians who have been ostracized or they have been oppressed by white South African laws. Even if you don't remember his name, you take out a 500 rupee note, you'll see his picture. Okay? So Gandhi hears about this letter, is deeply moved by Tolstoy. He already knows about Tolstoy. He knows about the kingdom of heaven. He knows his, Tolstoy's views on peace. He's deeply impressed by Tolstoy already. But when he sees this letter, he's startled. And he asks Tolstoy, can I publish 25,000 pamphlets reprinting your letter? Because it was in translation or something. He got it in typed. He got a typed letter, this one. So he wrote to Tolstoy saying that, is it authentic? Did you really write it? And if so, can I publish 25,000 copies? He was allowed, and Gandhi published those 25,000 copies of the letter, he published. And suddenly Gandhi began to espouse ahimsa as a core philosophy in his overall political framing. I will stop here. I could have gone further. I will have to switch to America, the second part. The other concept was, remember Satyagraha? Now, all of us think of, that's my area of research and interest, which is American literature and philosophy of the 19th century. All of you think of America as a materialist society. America is a land of science. America is a land of action. America is a land of individualism. All of it is not incorrect. But the interesting thing is, American individualism comes from a very interesting source. It comes from what in the 19th century is known as transcendentalism. Transcendentalism is a philosophy that was first propagated by a thinker, a philosopher called Ralph Emerson. I don't know how many of you have heard of Emerson. Have you heard of Thoreau and Emerson? Thoreau, Walden Pond, Emerson, Transcendentalism, Self-Help, etc. Great. So, Emerson had an aunt called Aunt Moody. She was very interested in Hindu philosophy. And about the early 19th century, the Bhagavad Gita had got translated to French and to English thereafter, and it's getting popular, especially in America. Harvard University was already a university then. Harvard University very early started a department of religion and philosophy. In the department of religion, an entire section had books on Indian philosophy, and Buddhist and Chinese, etc. And Emerson read in those shelves, he found books on Indian philosophy, which his Aunt Moody had already interested him in. So he was a churchman, but he then was thinking beyond the church. And his idea was, why should there be something between God and the human being? The basic Christian belief is God is the creator and we are the creator. But in the larger Indic or Hindu philosophy, there is no distinction between Paramatma and Atma, between Brahm and Self. So Atma and Paramatma are connected. They are both belong to the same entities. He was thrilled by that. And he said, why should a human being have to go through the church? Why can't a human being aspire to be one with God himself? And this became his, and again I don't want to go into details, but largely, he influenced Henry David Thoreau. Henry David Thoreau considered himself an American yogi. He went and lived like a sadhu in Walden, outside Providence. What did he do there? He had a house, small house. He had only one chair. His joke was that everybody thinks I'm an antisocial person. I am not. I've got one chair. If an interesting person comes, I'll talk to him. At least I have one chair in my house. I am not saying I'm against society. He used to wear simple clothes, he used to do his own food, and he used to play the flute. Because Krishna used to play the bansuri, he also played the bansuri. So he was an American yogi. Later, Gandhi writes, indulge me. So my first part I'm finishing almost in 5 minutes. I summarized everything now. Yeah. So he says, Gandhi writes, writing to, in 1942, to American friends, there's an open letter, and he confirmation of what I was doing in South Africa. At the second roundtable conference in London in 1931, the American reporter, Webb Miller, who was a great admirer of Thoreau, says, did you ever read an American named Henry David Thoreau? An American reporter is asking Gandhi. And Gandhi says, well, of course I read Thoreau. I read Walden first in Johannesburg in South Africa in 1906, and his ideas influenced me greatly. I adopted some of them and recommended the study of Thoreau to all my friends who were helping me in the cause of India's independence. Why? I actually took the name of my movement from Thoreau's essay on the duty of civil disobedience written about 80 years ago. So he says that he took the name of his movement, which is called Satyagraha, from Thoreau. There was another, I could say more about this, but I've been advised to conclude, which I will. There was a second part which I am unable to present to you, but let me tell you, how many of you are familiar with Hindi music? Have you heard of somebody called Anu Malik? Everybody says Anu Malik is the fellow who steals from Western songs. He was not the first. Tagore was the first. Much of Tagore's songs were inspired by the songs of Welsh music, especially Robert Burns' song, including Outline Sign. And I'm not going to talk about the second part of my thing. I just want to play two songs. Just play Outline Sign and the Rabindra Sangeet version of Outline. All of you must have heard of Outline Sign. You are familiar. Once you hear it, you will get it.
Outline sign, dear, for outline sign, we'll talk a cup for kindness yet for days of outline sign. We'd walk on about the place and put the gowns fine, but we've wandered many If you're interested, Google, search, Chongwon, what do you do?
Now, the last speaker is some member of Six He was a lecturer at Howard College, Geography. Probably the beginning that was in 1978, long time ago. He's a very young man, and now after that joined the police service and became the inspector of police. Now Professor at the moment is doing some research on the area of the army. They were very interesting talk. I could exactly team of I speaker ni dan si kami testing kita India lagi last time tu last speaker ni sedikit macam
Thank you, Professor TSS my friend, colleague, and Professor Mukherjee and all scholars gathering here. I topic C I khara sukuna nei yam shala present to hone masi koi mai ga chau Asia ga mai matang da I khara jang nei adu agi masira ko ga ngasi da den no akwai mani parma connection sina mara ka South Asia atau angkat sih seperti hai apa ini history dah macam ada masih area kita deep history tu mana apa masih mani kan na ya lay kharo na ba asi area ti macam ni hai ba area tu na state of Madam ate ai misal kan thok che ngasi ni ha South Asian history yang kita kan masih ada apa nak Matanda Mahana di Chaitamala aduga Matanda Anupaya the Burmese Emperor Burmese Emperor Chahi Manunda Burmese Emperor Kara Uira Mahakshili adu I Manunda Mahana Burmese Empire is a Mahorami, aduga masa so empire more than 133 years or more. See my dynasty na alami. Hai ba dynasty sta. Mani mai na. Masih kaya ko South Asia history se mata Mani in the modern bar and South Asia. Masih hanya I want that tai amasung 리서치 저들이 라면서 아두나 거기 가리 와서 나 거기 마스터 야 보이나 라다다 모든 보이나 합 이게 세히 망하지 마다 마항 버버마 completely 하나 마스터 만원 좀 웨스트라 리서치 apa 웨스트라 completely dari hari mana aduna aina wan mai aina apa west na I think I 17 14 try dominate akwai matematik ba ne hom se an ni mahamara ba ni mai shilaga ning thong ke thong da ma man da lei hai matematik wa da dai thong maram ni ga wa sa ke da ga mahasi yam kina mun hai ta adu masih tera mana kadi hai da mana dari inherit ke ba no kasana inherit to mai da yang mau dilihat kadi no hai da adu inherit to aduna baraka akwai kya sung mai tin tho kya sung tho mayam ke ko mai ke ko na ba to da thon ni ma ke asin ma ti shwe pa ko chen pa allies fu kham bo 시가 통니 모범지 아이 kel han bata prisi ada prisi ba tai ga da yunana chung chenchi district chung azu ba dale ba tai capital mo yunana DMU really mana mau aku yang bos masih mana area jam yang so dia chao ya masuk chao saya adu mai to masih khapa to ini mai lagi kan saya dai aku yang mai adu la sina hai mayang si kya ati mapai mo koi dan tu kata mong bagi si la masih ai bala history da no lagi la adu ka saya dia no masih karena more than 99% aku tai aduh lai nanti sigi mana ai wadi ayo aduna apa itu more than 99% no all tai po siapa lagi Aduh mai kena sing na adi ya le na mai do ma kita mata to le na tayong simpan Manila, may tiga. Asyat pa. Diplomatic relation naman. Yakit ilay. Hai masisi sa italang mababi. Yam pandini adu ko. Tipo ice pa na. Sa italang mababi ning thong ilay kaya marches sa lalu. Adu sige man kami hay na ning thong lawadani. Adu na yaw so yaw na sa la marada thong mai tai man sa mani masit na la le suai yang lo le tu ka history ma mai le yang na yak yang tiap le ai ko history ko u ba na tragedi sum matag ke roy atau pai kan roy juga yang sel ada le to asli le pai le mana mana sakai ada sila yang mong so min dai expand so policy se patu di lokal tamda sai yang awal ni ko kira pa sia kai yang la Cina betul. Kita kalau bukti membetul. Aduh, sini yang kita lihat kali fungsi dan belas. Situ, aku ini di hari ini nak tahu fungsi ini lah. Udah cek. Meni yo, cerita apa betul? Puni yo, hari yo ini sendiri. Soalnya là thùng bán gần lại sân hay là đuổi ông cái ba quy tài nghĩa phải không là lý mình sẽ check tiền muốn nó tài trong một tập tổใจเขาบอกdia bahasa keren itu penting đâu atau pun energi itu semua cuma jaga apa matu atau nak gadi lain tim saiเขาsangก็มาเชฟลูกยาวันมันก็เอาตัวจะสมัยใหม่นะSabin hat ai poti fai hanna la anu apa yang chef dari wasi nak lan cara ini punya dem dong atu mata poti ada dem dong dari alu ya betul sehingga terlalu terasa lupa masa pakang ni hai aduh mati apa ya sih hari ini mati pulang jumpa aduh mas aduh masa baru ini aduh saya dari wala suka apa ini alu apa ya mani na toba etek lago alu ba emotionally sentiment ya baik aduh dari wala do chala mata thong apa chala mata sabi poti na maha hanna Mahabharata mana tunggu dari last hanna jadi mani prinsip mata habilu amai queen aduh itu dari baju mahana baba wang pira hamna jadi macam-macam seksa siu Mahathir's party, 1749, has a Mahathir immediately Mahathir's party chip Mahathir chip fighting session was or no clear. I ಅದು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ನೋಡಿ ಲಕ್ಷಣೆ ಅದು ಮೂವಿ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾನ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅದು ಸಿಗಿ ಮಾಡ ಅನುಪಯ ಮಾನ karena mungkin ini siapa nama bapa, nama bapa, aduh ini segera mahasiswa title, aduh bini, milai, una ini saudara, dia, lepas sudah, kami hai pelajari sudah, during his lifetime, Mahadiro, ai tadi kita lapta sisi dia pano ai sudah kasi dia ada bai ya dok sekai tahu ada sisi natana alumaya mata nungai lei aduga lura bai mana masdama ya fada bre magi parti asingi hailenda la da mani ko wala shabada ba kasio shekshara kita mai te ko wala shekshara ba mayam loi shabada ma kimani sum hai winter session da thai mai mana la ko te khara mai de mana aso ma we pa sie ba kai ko mana amada sie da ba sie wani mai hai si kan da 60 mai ka Barma adubu kari mai support activities mai fi barma sun ta ru hai Decided Prime Minister of the state of Bahaya Hui history of 1 year.
I express my gratitude to all the learned scholars who have addressed this plenary session. Professor Ahmad Asman of Department of English, Independent University Bangladesh, Dr. Rahas Gautam, Department of English, SB Gardner College, Sabasari, Dr. Vivek Puri, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Sri Radha University, Mr. Stevara, Professor, Department of English, Gardner College, DMU, and Madam Johnson, Soraya, Conference General of Police, Manipur. So this is address and now is the last time. So this session, plenary session, comes to an end. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we have come to the end of the plenary session. Lunch will be served shortly. Dignitaries and special invitees are requested to have lunch. Lunch for dignitaries and invitees are served at room number A003, Geography Department. And other participants are requested to remain seated as lunch will be served in the hall. Thank you.
And you will be Prime Minister, Unification will be made, but this is very now. Unification will be made, unification will be now. I am Prime Minister. I am